Hey everyone, it's Nick with Us versus Herd. If it's your first time here, you like the content, hit subscribe. If you want to get notifications for when we go live, tap the bell. And if you want to get connected to the UVH fam, the links are below to our Discord and the free options trading group. Man, I'm just getting back. I'm getting back in the groove of things. If you're here right now, say what up. Getting back to posting regular content. I was gone for a week last week in Florida and just getting back into the swing of things. Yo, Billy, what's going on? Kit, Starman, Jeff. What's going on, everyone? Hope you guys are doing well. Alicia, what's going on? King Jacob, how you doing? Oh yeah, Billy, you had a good day. If you're not in our Discord, Billy is there day in, day out. So get to know Billy, good guy. But yeah, quite the day. I mean, we had. I'm gonna go through my trades in a minute, but I mean, we went from having extremely bearish sentiment, and honestly, I think that I don't know how to say this, but I think that Trump got scared in the terms of how the market was reacting with the tariffs, and then with he got what he wanted with the reduced interest rates, and the market was reacting poorly, where we were starting to get into very dangerous territory. And then it's just crazy that we're in a time where the only thing that matters right now is the news. The only thing that matters right now is the news. And I think for a lot of people, it makes it very difficult to trade, especially swing trading. Like, I haven't really been swing trading because of the unknowns. I mean, we have 500 Dow down days, and then we have a 500 point Dow up day, almost. Yo, Kit, appreciate you, man. Thank you for the $2 and miss seeing you around. King Jacob, appreciate it. So, I'm getting back into the swing of things, and I took last week off, which was unfortunate because it was an extremely volatile week. And as options traders, I mean, that's where we make our money, I don't know how you guys did today. If you made money today, comment got paid. If you lost money today, comment learned a lesson. Personally, I did make some money. However, I did overtrade today. I went a little bit hard in the paint. Let's get this going here. Oh, yeah, Starman got paid. Nice. So as you can see here, I was trading off of Tastyworks, and things got a little crazy. Tan, what's going on? What does that mean? Things got a little bit crazy. I'm gonna go through all my trades here. I did close the day up, but as you can see, I did take some losses on SPY, Netflix. I made some money, a little bit of money on Teva, VIX, and then Tesla. And then I'm currently up on Square. I currently have an open position up on Square right now. But going through my trades here, make sure you can see all this correctly. Okay. We started the day off. Let's pull up Tesla. We're gonna pull it up on the chart here. Tesla. I did break one of my rules this morning because I noticed that things are really starting to heat up, and one of my rules is don't open any positions on within the first 15 minutes of open. Normally, in the first 15 minutes of open, I prefer to close I prefer to close positions. I don't like to open positions, mostly because premium was really rich, volatility is a bit higher, and when buying options, you're probably not going to get the best price. It's great for closing positions, especially when we have gap ups or gap downs, but it's not great. It's not great for buying positions. And on Tesla this morning, 9 minutes into open, I bought the 232.50 call for 325, and then within 17 minutes I sold it for 450 here. So it was a quick gain. I did sell the pop here, so right at, let's go to, so I put it on this candle here, and then it popped up right up in here, and I sold it right right on the second candle here when it spiked up, and I was really glad I did. Obviously, Tesla did continue higher, and honestly, I was gonna call it there. Like, had a nice win out the gate. Took 17 minutes, and we had almost like a 50% gainer, and it was, like I was saying, it's easy come, easy go. But what led the day was I was over trading. I mean, I still ended up green, but not as green as I would have liked. And then I placed the. Actually, I closed Teva out. I'll pull up Teva. I'm actually not going to really talk about Teva because I put that on last week when we only made $3 on it. I mean, it was a decent gainer. But the reason why I closed Teva is that I put this on. I think I put this on Friday, and what I liked about it at the time was it was really holding the 7 area here. So I bought the 7 calls, but then they were expiring this week, and it's already Tuesday. So because it was just riding at the 7. At 7, I started to lose money due to theta. So I closed it out on the spike today, which I got my money back, and we made $6 on it. Not great, but it's better than losing money. You don't want to give your money back to the market. Okay, let's clear this up here. VIX. Let's go to VIX here. So VIX, we had a quick gainer. I only held this for about 3 hours. So VIX is another interesting one. If you don't really know what this is, it tracks volatility, and volatility was down because the market is moving up. And if you look at here, it went from 21 down to 18. My target on this was like the 16 to 17 range. I thought maybe it was going to reach lower 17s, but I was clearing the decks, and I closed that out around noon. So I bought it for $1.15, sold it for $1.35. If you've never traded the VIX before, you're not going to be looking for huge returns. You're mostly just going to want to be looking for some small plays, delta, and play the delta on them. This was what I was trading here was expiring next week, August 21st. So we had some time on it. I definitely didn't need to close out, and as you can see, it pretty much just stayed in range the rest of the day. I mean, it would try to creep back up to 19, but came back down, and I closed it out at 12:01, which is right in here. Which was things were kind of dying down. I was like, well, this might move back up, and it did, but then it came back down. So, we'll take the small gain on that, and just it kind of just helps your P&L. I mean, even though you're only making $20 or you're making $30, and combine it with other trades, it really helps out your P&L. You make $20 10 times, that's $200. Some people trade with very small accounts here, and $200 might make double or make 50% of your account, and all you had to do was like trade $20 each time. People keep trying to go for the $500 plays, or turning $100 into $1,000, or turning $100 into $300, when all you really need to do is take $100. We took $115 and made $20. So all you really need to do, the path to profitability isn't about large amounts. It's about consistency. Yep, Starman got it. Let's keep grinding. UVH fam, still 4.5 months before 2020. Which then started. So after I closed out Tesla, Teva, and then I opened up VIX, then this is where the wheels started to fall off. This is where the over trading started to begin. I should have just stopped, took my money. I was up a pretty good amount on those few trades, pretty good up on Tesla, Teva, and VIX. But we decided to go. We kept going at it. That's how I lost 2,500 trying to go for big money. Yeah. People don't realize this. To be a successful trader, to make money, it's about consistent returns. Whether you're making $100 each time, $20 each time, or even just $5 each time. It's kind of like the snowball effect. I don't know if you guys listen to like Dave Ramsey at all or anything like that, or some of those gurus. Well, the snowball effect is, or even like if you're trying to save money, instead of trying to save $1,000. Just try to save, $100 a month, and you'll eventually have your $1,000 and stuff like that. Anyways, going into Tesla. So this is where I pretty much should have sat on my hands. So I had a Tesla trade and a Netflix trade. Both would have worked out pretty good. However, I decided to not be patient. And when you're trading options, patience is probably one of the key things that you need to learn. Investing in the stock market in general, like anything with the stock market, you got to be patient. I mean, we try to get these quick gains and we try to get in and get out. And yes, we made some money. And I think I got teased a little bit at open how quick I made money. And honestly, you got to be patient with it. Sometimes your trade idea is a good idea, but doesn't necessarily come to fruition. It might not come to fruition within the next 10 minutes or the next hour or the next 2 hours. So you got to be patient and make sure that you have your stop losses in place. And when I say stop losses, I don't actually use stop losses. I use a mental stop loss. Place trades at 50%. Yeah. So I opened up after we had some pullback on Tesla. Let me get the Tesla chart going for you guys here. After let's see here. Okay. So after I sold off, and then at 9:14 I entered another trade. So that was right in here. So it was this candle right here. So we bounced off, I sold. I should not have immediately got into the next candle. So that was my mistake. I mean, I didn't lose a lot of money. Thankfully, it wasn't like, oh, you gave up all your gains today or anything like that, but it was a mistake. I made some quick money here, and then on the pullback, I tried to squeeze a little bit more out, and it looked like it was going to make it. At this point, when it came back up here, I was up. I had the 235 call. I was up like $50 on this position. I ended up closing it out it's at 223, so I closed it out for $28 loss here, as you can see. So the first one I sold for 125, I closed it out for 28, and actually up 97 realized for Tesla today due to that mistake, and I closed that out at 1030. So I think today I was letting fear and greed and maybe the emotions kind of take over a little bit, and that's not something that that's something you need to shy away from. So on this, when it came back down here, so 1030, I thought that we were going to have maybe a potential major breakdown. Maybe it was going to revisit 230 and then go back up. But in terms of it, just bounced right off of here, like 232 area, and then headed back higher. And now that call, so I had the 235 call. So let's kind of just track this. 235. So I sold it for 223. It closed at like 325, 335. So let's just say 330. And, at the time it went high a day was like 366. So I actually sold it not at the low a day. I mean, these started out at $1.60 today at open and just skyrocketed, but I should have closed it out. Took the quick money, the extra $50. Like I said, the extra $50, the extra $20, it adds up. So when you're doing multiple trades in a day and you're up, with these other trades with VIX and with this, I would have been up an additional $70 on top of the $125 I already made. But instead, I chose that, to overtrade a little bit. The stock market is a device for transferring money from the patient and from the impatient to the patient. Yep, agree with you, Daniel. If you're here right now, say what up. I'm just going through my trades. And then the other mistake I made was with Netflix. Let me clean this up for you so you guys can see here. Okay. Netflix. So, I mean, this ended up costing me $42 of my gains today, which is sad because that trade would have worked out as well. And what I was looking at, so at 10:32, and as you can see, I was opening up all these trades before like 11 o'clock today, and it was just too much. And I'm glad that I'm the one thing that I'm really glad that happened today, though, that is that I didn't go from green to red. That's one of the things that I can't stand is when you're up money and you actually lose it all and then some. Like I do not, that's not. I'm glad that didn't happen today, but could have happened. It could have happened if we kept the path. So anyways, so at 10:32, so right down in here, I opened a trade. It was kind of bottoming out down in here. It was a little bit, I would say it was probably a little bit of a risky trade. The reason why I opened it is because it came back in this channel here of 310 and 312, which was in yesterday and was kind of going back and forth, kind of pinging back and forth between 310 and 312. And I thought maybe it was just going back to this consolidation and it was going to go back up, which obviously it did. However, I think I got a little bit nervous about the position when it was coming back down here, and I closed it out at 11.56. So right in here, when it was starting, when it tried to make this push up to 312 and it couldn't, and then it was starting to break below 310, I closed it out. It was like 309.80 or something like that. So that's why I took a little bit of additional loss. So I closed it out, bought it for 265, closed it for 227. Yo, Dennis, what's up? Closed it for 227, and that trade. Let's look at that. Let's look at that 315 call now. Kind of look at what I did wrong. So when you're going through your trades, whether you make money or you lose money, you should also go through them and see how you could have traded it better in hindsight. Even if you make money, how could you have traded it better? You could always improve yourself. You can always improve. So I bought it for 265, which was a pretty fair price for it. It was a pretty fair price. I should have closed it out. It did go from when I was holding it. So 1032 is when I opened the position for 265. It then pushed up to like 308. Should have closed it out. Didn't, and that's what. So with Tesla and Netflix, left some gains on the table, and then it came back down. It was going south quick. So it went from 308 all the way down to 206. I closed it out for 207, and now it came back up to 308. So as you can see here, if in retrospect, that even if I would have held, even though Netflix went higher, look at the premium. The premium was getting crushed because the VIX was going down. Premium was getting crushed, and hold on one second. Premium was getting crushed, and holding. I should have took the quick gains here. Within 10 minutes, I would have been at the same price it was at the next high a day over here for that 315 call. Even though it did break higher, as you can see here at like it hit like 311.75, and then up here almost hit 313. But look at the premium. The premium was the same. So the premium got crushed here due to lower volatility. So, in retrospect, sometimes holding is not always the best. And I even said this in the Discord this morning was, be careful. Premium's probably going to get crushed a little bit today. Where usually trade goes against you right at the beginning. Yeah, I mean things FC things were working out well for me this morning. Right after I put the Tesla trade in, within minutes I was up another $50. I didn't take it, and then with Netflix I was also up another $40 with this Netflix trade. I didn't take it, but as you can see here, waiting wouldn't have rewarded me any more money. I should just take the money here because it didn't make any more money, even though the stock went higher. It didn't make any more money because of they crushed that premium. And then after that trade, yeah, there's more. SPY I bought for $1.22.80, and this was kind of stupid. So I was just getting antsy. I probably should just left for the day, honestly. And sometimes sometimes it's okay just to leave. You know, just cut it out and leave. I mean, that's it. Yeah, I mean, should have just left. Anyways, so I was thinking the trade idea here was that SPY was going to revisit like the 291 area, potentially 290, like 290 to 291. Thought maybe we'd have a little bit more downside. It did try here, but then got saved. Oops, you're not seeing this. It did try to break down here, but got saved at like 291.42, and then really didn't do anything the rest of the day. You're just trading a very small range, and then the premium is just getting eaten away because it's stale. I put the position on at 12.29, and then an hour later at 1.29, it's worth 40% less, 80 cents. So I put it on for $1.22, sold it for 80 cents, and at this point was just kind of recovering as I realized my mistakes of over trading today and just trying to take a step back and just clearing the decks and saying, okay, this is it. We're not going to be doing any more day trading today. This was enough. I mean, obviously, you're not making any more money on this. When the stock is like this, you're not making any more money. There's more, but wait, there's more. So, unfortunately, that was not my last trade. 30 minutes later, I got a little light bulb went off. When I say little, it was very little, very little. Not the brightest of moves today, but this one actually may be a good plan. So I bought the. Come on, okay. So I bought a strangle for Square for this week. I'm only gonna hold it until tomorrow. I bought the 63 call and the 60 put for 96 cents. So I thought that I got a fairly good price on it. I'm currently up $17 on that position. And what I was thinking of for this, so it's not closed out. Let me, okay. So what I'm thinking of, I mean, these are kind of my favorite types of charts when we're back down to bounce territory, and I'm not looking forward to bounce back up to $80 or bounce up to $70. I said this in the Discord. What did I say here? Okay, looking for a swing trade and to tag the 64 area. So we're literally looking for it to go. I'm not looking. I mean, if it goes to 65, I mean, great. But I'm literally looking for it to revisit. Like, realistically, if it gets to 63.80, I'm probably closing it out. 64 area, 64. Anything higher than 64 is a gift. So that's what I was looking at. It was a bullish strangle. I did buy this 60 put just as protection because, as you can see here, it has bounced at 60 yesterday, bounced at 60. This is June 3rd, bounced at 60. So, I might not be up money on it, but I'll get back a majority of anything that I would lose from this bullish strangle. Would be looking for that put to bring in that protection. Like I said, I haven't really been swing trading, mostly because of the news. So this, I think, is a fairly safe swing trade, because if this goes south and it breaks 60, I mean, it's going to go down quick. They had bad earnings, went from 80. You don't want to play the bounce too soon. A lot of people play the bounce too soon. When you have something this big come down, went from 80, as you can see, it went from 80 down to 60, $20 within a week. You don't want to get in too soon, but I was just looking to play that dollar, get that delta. I think it was the deltas what were the deltas on that, like 50? Yeah, so the delta, well, it's kind of skewed. Hold on, I'll show you. Where Square. Okay, so the deltas on this guy, the delta here on this call is 51. At the time, this only cost me. It only cost me $22. I do like how Tasty works. So it cost me $22. So I knew I was going to be up money if it moved up $1.51. It cost me $22 for the put. So it's not likely the put's going to go to zero. So let's say the put went to 10 cents. I'd make about $40 on this if it went up. If it went up to 64. This will probably go down to like 8 cents, 7 cents, something like that. So I'll probably be up like $40 on it. Not going to be a crazy winning trade, but it's a safe trade. It's a quality trade, and that's why I put it on. So with that being said, I think I did end the day on a good note. I mean, I ended it green. I think the square strangle was a good idea. Seems to be heading in a decent territory right now, which is at 63.10. Did push up into close here a little bit, so we'll see what happens. Like I said, tomorrow I'll probably be looking if this gaps up at all, 63.50, 64 area. I'm definitely going to be looking to close it out on the strength. So that's pretty much it for my trades. Any questions here, guys? If you've enjoyed the content so far, hit that like button. Would really appreciate it. I've been doing a lot of talking, but I had a lot of content to get through. A lot of good trades, a lot of bad trades. I don't know what you guys think of this whole tariff stuff and all that stuff, but too much Florida excitement still running through your head. I jumped the gun a little bit. Yeah, definitely appreciate you guys sticking with it. You guys trading options. Discord. If you are part of the Discord, I am doing a Discord purge tomorrow. But if you signed into the Discord server within the last 30 days, you're safe. Don't worry. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to go in there. You could just watch. But if you haven't signed into the Discord server for 30 days, you're getting purged. You could always sign in later if you want. I'm not going into that Trump. Okay. Trump's. If you mention Trump, he demonetizes YouTube videos too. What I liked about Tesla, and the reason why I was playing it when it was the low 230s it was very attractive to me when it was in the low 230s, because down here at 225, 227, it keeps getting saved. So I was actually. The smarter play would not have been to get that 235 call. Would have been better to see if it was going to. It would have been smarter to see if it was going to come back down to 230 instead of and then playing that 232.50 call again. Hit that double. But I definitely think that it could tap this 240. I mean, it's in a nice tight range right now, but the range is pretty wide. So 225 to 240, pretty good range. When it gets down to 225, maybe at 240 area, we want to work a strangle. If there's any news, it could go up quick, but it might struggle around here. Right now Tesla is in some consolidating. It's just consolidating right now. So, but it does have some nice moves on the daily for both sides. I mean, yesterday was a good day to short. A couple days ago. Nice short, nice for the long. So I mean, it has nice thing about Tesla and Netflix. Reason why I've been trading them is because they've been having some really nice day trading ranges. So, all right, guys. Anyways, I literally had a position on Square and adjusted my limit order after you went over your Square position. Makes sense. Nice, Jacob. Anyways, guys, just wanted to get those out there. Those trades, let you know what's going on. If you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Hit the Discord, hit the option trading group. Stay safe, stay green. It's always us versus herd.